Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like this video. Hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or a comment. All right, it's time for another installment of the Doctor Spell Prognosis. And today we are talking about the spell Pyrotechnics. I am giving this spell a B-. It's not a bad little spell. It could be better, but it's not a bad little spell. All right, so it is usable by bards, sorcerers, wizards, and artificers. And it's not originally. This was an original Advanced Dungeons & Dragons spell. It made it into 2nd edition. It made it into 3.5 or 3.0, 3.5. I think there was a version of this in 4th edition. There was not a version of this in 5th edition until the Elemental Evil Player's Companion came out. Amazing. Okay. So it's a 2nd level spell, takes 1 action to cast, has a range of 60 feet, which is a great range. It does not affect a creature, but it affects an area. And that area kind of, it says 5 feet, but it's not really 5 feet, sort of, kind of. We'll get into it. Okay. Verbal and somatic, and for some things, it's a con save, and for some things it's not. So you get some options, and that's, kind of where this comes in. So you choose an area of non-magical flame that you can see that fits within a 5-foot cube within range. So you have to have fire. So if you don't have fire, then you can't use this. Now, if you have like produce flame or create bonfire, those kinds of spells, you can create the situation for this. You extinguish the fire, and then you create a effect. One of them is fireworks, and the other one is smoke. So if you create fireworks, then the 5-foot cube of non-magical flame explodes. Now, when I say that you can do this with produce flame and create bonfire, those are magical fires, but you can set things on fire. That's what I mean. And there's a lot of other ways to make fire. You can get alchemist fire or a flask of oil. You can make fire that way too. So a torch is a good example as well. You can throw a torch, which easily fits within a 5-foot cube. So, you have to throw the torch first, of course. I mean, that fire has to be in an area up to 60 feet from you. So, first one is fireworks. You cause it to explode, and a dazzling display of colors. Each creature within 10 feet of the target, that is the non-magical flame that's there, must succeed on a con saving throw or become blinded until the end of your next turn. So this is an instantaneous spell. It is not a concentration spell. This is pretty typical for non-concentration spells that cause a condition effect to happen. Condition effect here is blind. Because it's not a concentration spell, those conditions usually only last a round or a turn. This one lasts until the end of your next turn. So they're blinded, and you could technically blind a bunch of creatures this way if you needed to. It's a Constitution saving throw. That's not the greatest saving throw in the world. Another reason why I'm only giving this a B- and not a higher grade. It is only 1 turn. It is a 2nd level spell. The second use of this is smoke. You cause thick black smoke that comes out of the target in a 20-foot radius, which moves around corners, and it causes that area to be heavily obscured. And that smoke persists for 1 minute or until a strong wind gets rid of it. This, again, is an effect without concentration. So this is actually a pretty good effect. Now, very few things can see through smoke unless they have blind sense or tremor sense for things that are on the ground. So the smoke is very hard to get around, but it does hide you, or it can cause things to be blinded per heavy obscurity. So not a bad little spell. It could have its uses. I actually think that this version of the spell is better than the 3.5, the 2.0, and the Advanced Dungeons & Dragons versions of the spell. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I hope everybody enjoyed, and I will catch everybody later.